So right off the bat here, we're gonna see both of them just getting in just a little bit of pre-menuing here, setting up their configuration. So for just some nice, so that both of their enemies will attack slowly, and the battle messages go much faster. Looking at uh, their live splits here. It looks like we should be in for a pretty close race here. Both of them floating right around the 135 mark for this Kefka at Narshe. It's a truncated race, ending right when Kefka um, escapes from the battle at Narshe. So once they do all the scenarios, and everyone comes back to Narshe after splitting off. And here we go. We see both of them are pretty much right neck and neck here at the beginning, so we'll probably won't see a whole lot of differences up until a couple of battles in here. Both of them are trying to get Terra here the most experience possible. We'll see if we can get both of them, both Barney and Zerowing can get Vix and Wedge to run away because they're dirty experienced thieves. And looks like they do. Now, the reason that you saw both of them kill both one guard and one Lobo there is because Lobo has a cannot run tag. So with that enemy there, Vix and Wedge can't run away, and then you've got to kill one more just to be able to escape in that pincer. And these Volmammoths have that same tag, so you'll see the same strategy. Is you'll have Vix and Wedge kill one Volmammoth each, and then he'll wait for their ATB bars to get mostly full before he'll have Terra kill off the two guards remaining as Vix and Wedge run away because we don't want them to get any of Terra's sweet experience. And the goal for this is to have Terra hit level 6 before she falls down the hole, and that thief, not treasure hunter, thief, Locke comes to rescue her from the guards of Narshe. But before all that, we have a Welk to kill. Looks like Barney picked up an extra battle here. And it's a back attack even, so... Well, Terra ran. So it looks like Zero's going to get into his Welk first. Let's see if he can pick up the quick kill. And which is going to be accomplished in one very specific way. Well, not one, but the same basic strategy is used. So what they're going to do is you should see Terra go first. Oh, that's not going to be good for him because the Welk acted first. So it looks like Zero's Welk may get off the Guru and hide into his shell before he can get the quick kill off, but he might still be able to pull it off. But the point of it is to use a wait trick by hiding out in the menu, preventing the Welk's ATB bar from progressing while during attack animations. Nope, and he didn't get the quick kill, so that'll cost him just a little bit of time. But if Barney isn't able to get it off, then they'll be pretty much even. Oh, and Wedge takes a nosedive over on Zero's stream. Ooh, Wedge takes a nosedive over for Barney as well. So they're at least even in that regard. And the Welk goes down for Zero. So it looks like Zero's probably got maybe about a 5-second lead here so far. And if Barney isn't careful, Vix is going to take that nosedive as well. Nope, but the Welk finally does go down. In the meantime, we see over here for Zero that Terra is communicating with the thing in the big chunk of ice. Later in the game, far beyond, well, not far beyond, we do find out that that is actually the Esper Tritalk. But we do find out far beyond the length of this run. Alrighty, now we see over here with Zero that the guards have are hunting down Eris's house, searching for that Imperial Magitech witch. Yeah, witch. And so she's going to run out the back door and into the mines. And in here, you'll need to get a couple of different battles here, just to get to force Terra up to level 6. And the reason for that is so that both Locke and Edgar spawn in at 1 level higher. And Zero getting a back attack there, but not a huge deal because he doesn't really matter. It's just going to start him off a little slower. But it doesn't really change it because he's just going to fire them both. Bypassing all the chests, there's the third battle. And Barney just now making it into the caves. And Zero should need just one more battle here to make it to level 6. By the looks of it, doesn't look like either one of these players are on step route, so that could have a pretty major effect on their encounter levels and everything, or the encounter rates rather.
Zero is on step route. He was setting up before with talking to me, so.
Okay. Thank you for that. And Terra falls down the hole. And this is where we get introduced to our thief friend. But not before we have a little flashback cutscene of everyone's favorite murderous psycho mage clown mage, Kefka. Where in her beautiful Magitech armor, she murders soldiers wholesale. Not only does she kill them, she cooks them regular and extra crispy. Okay, lock enters at 10:36, just to see exactly how far behind Barney is. So it looks like Barney's a good 40 seconds behind, but it's still early in this run, so that can be made up very, very easily. But with Barney not on step route, you never know.
Well, one thing to know is this is going to be Zero's first time ever step routing, so he might off-step quite often and just mistake some steps on the world map, which might cause him to fall behind due to that as well.
Oh yeah, if this is Zero's first time ever doing the step route, yeah, I expect it to be. Yeah, I would expect it to be a little slow, him to make some extra mistakes, and that could throw him off quite a bit. So definitely, that definitely gives Barney some room to catch up. But what we're going to see over here on Zero Stream is the Moogle Tri battle. So what you're going to see is he's going to bypass these wolves as they're moving, so it doesn't trigger a battle with them. And he's just going to take Mog's group so he can rob the Moogle and save the girl. And he gets it the first time and the second. And the object is to get to this marshal with his 2 guard dogs before any of them get up to the down Terra. So Mog is going to attack the Lobo. The middle 2 are going to attack the 2 dogs. And the next time Mog's turn comes up, he's going to rob him blind. And it looks like Barney has made up quite a decent little chunk of time here. And is able to bypass both those fights successfully, as Zero cleans it up quite successfully. But Barney's going to lose just a little bit of time here as the net catches Cuckoo. And we see the first appearance of General Kutan. And we see Locke do what thieves do best, and that's run away. And Barney finishes his martial fight. And looks like Zero has made it all the way down to Figaro successfully with just the 1 attack. And now he's going to introduce us to one of the most powerful characters of this run. Good old lecherous King E. And it looks like Barney has made up some significant time here. Maybe only maybe only 5 or 10 seconds back at this point. Maybe a few seconds longer. My time estimates are a little off. And now Taryn talking to the old matron, learning about some of King E's past, and learning he has a twin brother. The young badass S. But both Edgar and Sabin are two of the powerhouses of this run. Both they'll end up doing most of your damage throughout the entirety of the run. Mostly because Sabin's scenario is the longest of the three. Once we get to that point, but Edgar, getting him so early, and he'll just end up being just a workhorse of this run for you. And now and again, we run into Kefka now here at Figaro, wanting to know if that Imperial witch has been seen here. Edgar, being the ladies' man that he is, doesn't know if she's here because there's so many girls floating around. But of course, Edgar's lying to him because he's not an Imperial. He's not an this Figaro's not an Imperial state. Not really, anyway.
So did you notice the zero step properly? I was out and dealing with a few things quickly here, but I am finally here for good.
Hooray! Edgar wakes up to his stone castle on fire. How they make that happen, I call magic. Anyway, so in order just to speed things up, he's not going to bother asking Kefka why his stone castle's on fire. He's just gonna say, you know what, this is redonkulous. Screw you guys, I'm out. But Edgar, being the master machinist that he is, his stone castle can now dive under the sand, and even magical fire needs oxygen. So all of a sudden, his stone castle is not on fire anymore.
So I need to ask, while we have a little bit of downtime here, what is your favorite part of this run?
Of this particular run, ooh, that's a good question. I would have to say I'm gonna have to say pulling into Suplex City and suplexing the train and validating the run. Because you know what? Sometimes you just have to suplex a train.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Always like to give a train a good old suplex.
How about you? What's your favorite part of the run?
I also think it's just after the train when we just don't even do a boss. I just love watching the boss not even spawn, just victory music from killing that other piranha there.
Boss? What's a boss? Yeah, we ain't nobody got time for a boss.
Well, I actually split at that point just because of the specific point that there is no boss there. My boss split there is called what boss? Question mark.
That's also a good one. But there are a lot of great points to this run. You'll see over here on Barney's stream that he has just completed his fight with the Magitech armor, and up through the cave to South Figaro, you'll see that at no point will the players use magic with Terra, either in their fight with the Magitech armor or through this cave, because it will trigger about a 40-second cutscene in which Locke and Edgar freak out because they know Terra can use magic, but they've never seen it before, so they freak out when they see it. So if you ever play this game casually, and I highly recommend you do, it's widely regarded one of the best games ever made of all time by multiple different, quote unquote reputable sources. So again, highly recommend that you play the game casually if you haven't already. But to cast magic with her at some point, most people do it versus Magitech armor, and just enjoy that little cutscene because it's rather entertaining. But in this cave, you'll see the beginnings of the potential of Edgar here. Just whenever they get into a fight, Edgar's just gonna launch his auto crossbow, kill it all, and they'll move on without any problems.
It looks like Zero has done some missteps already. Just by where he's getting encounters. He's getting them a little bit earlier in this cave than he should be getting.
Yeah, he definitely looks to be off step route. And here you'll see him pick up 3 sets of sprint shoes and equip one to Terra. I personally like to buy a star pendant here, just so I don't have to worry about poison going through the just going through Mount Colts. A lot of the or one monster in particular you come across quite often loves to poison you. So but that's just one of my personal preferences. And you see him pick up a chocobo and get told how to run it, or get told how to use it and run with it, despite not asking how to use and how to ride a chocobo. They get told anyway. This is how you ride a chocobo. You're gonna be told, son. And you'll see them following one fairly basic rule here in Mount Colts. If you're inside, run. If you're outside, fight.
Yo, as long as Zero doesn't actually fall off step route too badly, he should only see brawlers inside the caves. I think he's far enough out that he's going to be getting an encounter just before he leaves this, which would normally be on the outside during step route.
Yeah, and it's Tusker, so yeah, he's off step route by quite a bit.
Yeah, he's off by about 6 steps now, by the looks of things.
So, question for you: if you're this far off step route to the point where it's getting you encounters you shouldn't be on, this type of thing, do you just abandon it completely and just go, or do you still try and maintain the step route for practice?
Well, from this point, this is the only thing that is step routed for this initial section, is for the encounters on Mount Colts here. So as soon as we're off Mount Colts, we're going to be going just to the Returner's Hideout, and we're going to be resetting there anyways for the River Manip. So we're going to get a second chance to reset that step route anyways. Alright, so with the encounter that Zero has right now, he's going to want to try to run away with Locke. So let's see if we can get
Locke, being the thief that he is, decides to steal experience from Edgar and Terra.
It's okay, he should have hopefully another encounter like that he can run away from with Locke anyways. If not, he might just need to get a little bit creative with when he's trying to run away with Locke as well.
And with him being off step route, he'll probably get an extra encounter or two. And he's skipping the safety save, so...
Yeah, saving before Vargas usually isn't something you really need to do. Alright, so this is going to be the other encounter that you might try to run away with Locke for.
Nope, Locke refuses to run again. It's like Locke suddenly grew a pair. Yeah, and there's that Bane touch that I was mentioning earlier as to why I like to buy a star pendant, so you're not having to use your mana to get rid of that poison. And getting a side attack here, so we should be able to kill them before they have a chance to respond. Ooh, got both of them to run, so that'll do it. And the reason for this here is in order to get Sabin to spawn in with, I believe it's Arabolt, the magical numbers here are Edgar needs to be at level 10, Locke at level 9,
But
and Terra at level 8.
that runaway for Locke actually isn't important for Edgar's levels, it's important for Terra's level. So with Terra running away, he might have to take an extra encounter now on top of this all.
Yep,
because Terra's the one that
level
needs the
7.
experience. Yeah, Terra's the one that needs the most experience, not Edgar. So
getting in a free last second heal before. And nope, no level. So, yep, he's going to grind out that extra encounter, see if he can't get Terra the level, and that'll give Barney some time to catch up.
yeah, like I said, having Terra run away in that fight actually is what is making his experience a little bit rough. But if he casts Fire with Terra here on that Tusker and then runs away with Locke...
Nope, doesn't matter. She got the level anyway. And
Yeah.
now he starts the fight with Vargas. And should have enough mana to complete the fight without issues.
You're just slightly ahead of me right now, like 2-3 seconds on Zero's side for sure. Alright, so here we're at the start of Vargas. We're going to be using Terra's Fire on one of the bears. Edgar is going to, since he didn't unequip Edgar's weapon yet, he's going to have to unequip Edgar's weapon still. The Mithril Blade, and then we're going to use Auto Crossbow, and we're going to give Locke that Mithril Blade we just took off Edgar. And we're going to move him into the front row now that most of the damage has already come out that would be fatal to him. And then we're just going to basically Auto Crossbow, fire, and fight with Locke until Vargas dies.
Yeah, and Vargas will actually die once Sabin shows up, because at that point, really all you have to do is he'll technically still be alive, but the fight is basically over once Sabin shows up. And speak of the devil, there's Sabin. And magically, to make Vargas go away, you just use his head as a speed bag, and then he runs away.
So between these runners right now, there is only about 30 seconds difference between the two times, so very close still, and a lot can happen. I would say from this point on, there's a lot that can happen that can sway the runners now. So one thing to note is while we're walking up on the world map here, there's actually tiles that don't increase our steps for some reason. They're scattered all over the place, and basically we want to step on those when we're on step route to try to lower the encounters and actually keep on the step we are on.
So here we come across Bannon, Locke, Sabin, and Edgar, all guilt-tripping Terra into helping them out. So here you're going to want to say no to Bannon 3 times. Yes, that's right, deny him 3 times. I wonder if Zero's going for the double get.
Well, he's just going to get the Genji glove early. It can save a little bit of time in the cutscene without having to have the guard walk over and talk to you at the end of the cutscene. We can only save 7 frames, and that's if you actually are lucky with where NPC placement is up there and everything, so... So you'll notice something just a little bit different between these two cutscenes they're playing out here. And that's that on... Zero's side, he's not going to have the guard walk over and talk to him. But on Barney's side, we're going to see the guard come up and talk to him just to give him the relic in the end, at the end of this cutscene here. Alright, so Zero is doing his resets currently for the River Manip, where we aren't going to see Barney do those. So Barney's going to be a little bit ahead right now. Or at least it's going to look like that until the river actually starts.
Yeah, and depending on how many encounters Barney gets and how fast he's able to run away from them, this lead may or may not last.
Well, if Zero did his manip right, and it looked like it was good, he should only get 2 encounters. This first one here, which we're going to run away from. Then he's going to run into one more when he goes left here, which is the Pterodon fight, which we're going to want to kill that for the experience. That just puts Edgar to level 11 just for a little bit of extra safety. But now we're going to see Zero just go down this river, no problems, not run into anything else, and just have a nice little raft ride over to Ultros.
Yeah, you see them pull into the first save point at almost the exact same time, and Barney stop in to save and do some menuing, whereas Zero just takes off for the next one.
Yeah, Barney didn't equip his glove before that, so he's doing that equip right now. Looks like Zero's minute might have been just a little bit off there because he's getting some encounters here. But one encounter, I wouldn't complain too much about that.
No, I wouldn't complain at all. Ooh, Terra dangerously close. Is he going for a Riot Blade?
So BarnyFF taking the lead at Ultros here. Looks like he's finally put himself into his ahead of PB now as well, which is really awesome. Zero is ahead of PB as sitting here as well.
And as is tradition on this run, they're both heading into the Sabin scenario first, which is by far the longest of the three, especially in this run. But it's done so at the end they can pick up some very nice smoke bombs.
Yeah, we're going to be wanting to use those for the other two scenarios. They make them a lot easier and a lot safer since, especially for a lock scenario, I think that's probably the one that gets made safer. Even terror scenario off the start on the river, but so Barney getting some free experience here. Thanks to an interceptor counter.
Odin bless that dog.
So now we're in the Imperial camp where we're basically sitting ducks, just mashing through cutscene after cutscene and doing a battle, then mashing more cutscenes.
Welcome to Camp Cutscene, kids.
So I see we got AA and C on our screens here. So we changed up our battle speed and we equipped Cyan with some sprint shoes, and we used the retort ability there because it's a counter and it guarantees to kill the guard right away. We're not going to change our battle speed back down until after we fight Kefka twice here. The reason for that is because Kefka is actually classified as a party member at this point, so no matter what we put the battle speed to, it's still going to have the same outcome. Since battle speed in this game is weird, and it is basically... Battle speed 1 is what we... Battle speed 1 and 6 doesn't change your party's ATB, it only changes enemy ATB.
Think of it like a difficulty setting.
Wow, getting a preemptive on this fight, that's pretty good. That'll save a little bit of damage on this fight and make it so that your encounters won't be quite as unlucky.
Dangerous?
Yeah, dangerous, unlucky. All the fun stuff that people don't want their encounters to be.
Yeah. It's almost... Is it as good as or better than getting an interceptor counter on that fight?
I think it's probably just as good. Because first off, you're not going to take damage from the soldiers at all. They aren't going to even get a chance to attack with a preemptive, which is amazing. So that instantly saves you 2 attacks you have to go through there. Or 1, depending on how good your ATB is. So it's definitely good to get a preemptive on there. That fight there.
And here we find that an entire kingdom has drank water from the river within about 3 minutes, except for Cian and 1 guard. Yeah, these 2 runners are within seconds of each other at this point, so this should be a good close race.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, they're both playing really well. They're both ahead of their PB by... looks like about 30 to 40 seconds for both these runners, and their PBs are actually quite close. They're within 20 seconds of each other, basically.
Looks like Barney is taking the lead here by just a few seconds, getting just a little bit lucky on those encounters.
So let's see if we can see any rainbow beams here.
Or a double rainbow.
So BarnyFF with an unlucky back attack in this section here. So during this encounter, since you have 3 party members on you, you want to use each of the beams. 1 fire, 1 ice, and 1 bolt.
But for Zero there, Shadow's dead, so there is no rainbow beam.
Oh, he can still do a rainbow beam. Still got to kill 3 things.
This is true.
There's the illustrious rainbow beams there. Taking a little bit of time to heal up Sabin here. It's not required, but if you do have an unlucky Phantom Forest, it's definitely worth doing that little bit of extra safety there.
And Barney escapes camp cutscene.
Yeah, with Zero not too far behind here.
He's just on the bus behind him. And Barney picking up a crosshopper fight. I'll see if he can run before he gets too berserked. There he goes.
So one thing to note is even if your party members die, as long as you have 1 alive by this point, you'll hit a recovery spring automatically. The game forces you to take it.
And everyone's alive and full health, so all's good. And I don't know about you, but sometimes, at least for me, it feels like sometimes it's faster to just kill those single ghosts than it is to run from it. It probably isn't, but it feels like it's faster.
Yeah, it probably isn't any faster. And also, depending on how you try to kill them off, you might be trying to use potions to kill them or stuff like that, so... And those could be precious at this point, especially since you might have to burn a few on the train, depending on how your train is going.
Yeah. Zero getting ghost blocked here.
Yeah, one thing to know is that you can actually walk around the ghosts off the start even while on step route, but you have to be very careful of how many you're trying to walk around, because you've only got 10 extra steps to go. But it doesn't look like he is on... It looks like because of something with the NPC movement, he didn't get the proper encounters he's supposed to be getting here, so... He might be off seed just slightly here, but...
Yeah, I think he's off step route by this point, because because you're supposed to get that second battle inside the second car, not outside.
Yeah, you're supposed to actually take steps to initiate that next one, but also, even if you walk outside, you're going to get a wither encounter rather than a bomb encounter, so...
Yeah, at this point, he's off step route by a significant margin.
That's okay. I think it was just... I don't think it's really that he was too far off step route. I think it's just that the step count with how the game is acting right now is just a tiny bit off of where it should be due to, from what I can tell, just a very unlucky NPC setup off the start of it.
Yeah, that could be it too.
So as I say, he wasn't supposed to get that encounter at the end of the river like he did.
Skipping another safety save with seeing down, I'm not entirely sure I like that. I would have saved there.
You can actually bring your whole party back in the next train car if you want to. It is a little bit of time wasted, but...
Yeah, it looks like he's going to take that safety option.
Yeah.
But Barney's going to go... He's going to skip it and just grab the earrings.
Yeah, the only time I would ever do this safety is if I only have one party member available to me. I would definitely go into that for the safety of it, but...
Oh, yeah, of course.
There's always a chance of a bad pincer like what Barney gets here that could actually wipe out some of his party here.
Yeah, especially with those demis. Those are just ridiculous.
It's almost more worth him fighting his way through it now with where he got to in the fight.
Yep. Simultaneous fights.
Yeah, we see that these runners are basically neck and neck right now.
But Zero's able to run away first, but gets another encounter. But so does Barney. But Barney's scene gets blazed to death. So for each of these runners, tell me, in their situations, would you swagplex?
I definitely wouldn't if I was Barney right now.
Okay.
Zero, I definitely would, but Barney, it's really risky with how his HP is right now.
And Zero does swagplex. So run is valid.
But yeah, with having 89 and 53 HP, Ghost Train can instantly wipe one of your party members.
Oh, and he gets the double berserk. Oh, this is bad for Barney. Oh, that's not good.
No, he's gonna have to hope that his party can deal enough damage now.
And that's a wipe.
His last save is gonna be back at Ultros.
And Barney has forfeited.
Sadly a forfeit, but I can understand because If he went
Yeah,
back to his
that
save, that's a lot to go through again.
yeah, that was just ridiculous. Getting a double berserk on your only two party members. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's why I safety save.
Alright, so we're going to see Zero doing a little bit of inventory management here.
Yeah, and he'll probably take his time because with
But if he's like me, I don't ever have my SRL up so I can see it. I would rather just run through my race and just not know that I'm behind or ahead or anything like that.
yeah, I don't even look until I'm getting pretty close to the end, so I can, or until I know about when they're expected to finish, so I can kind of keep an eye on it.
So one thing to know with this is that you can actually wait to kill off the one piranha here until Cyan is basically dead. It's actually a little bit faster if Cyan does take some extra damage. Just one of those sweet little optimization things that we can do.
And here we finally meet the namesake of this tournament. Wherefore art thou, Gao? The one good thing about that pincer attack is you know Gao won't show up.
Yeah, that's something that we're actually going to be seeing if we're on a step route. We'll usually see that encounter.
Yeah, but not this one.
Nope, and that's basically what the step route is actually used for. It's used for mostly Velt Manip for the second half of the run. Because if you're all on step route properly, you're going to see for the first encounter that you get after you get the dry meat, well, you're going to see the first encounter, which is going to be something that you can run away from. I think it's the some of the enemies from the river, the first set that you see when you're running away from stuff on the river. The second fight you're going to get into is that pincer attack, and that's going to be one that you have to fight through. And then you're going to run into a single ghost as your fight that comes up after you leave Mobilis, and then a bomb for your next one for your chances to get Gao. Oh, this is bad.
It is very bad. He's probably... Yeah, I don't think he has any more Phoenix Downs. He's going to have to go back to town.
No, he doesn't, but he might die here too. He's looking to see if he has any Phoenix Downs and realizing that he doesn't have any.
But he has a tent.
Yes, the tent will bring back both of his party members and he'll be good to continue on the Velt. Saving after using the tent is definitely a good idea now, especially because you know that things are going to be dangerous.
Yeah, this run has not been kind to either of these players. Yeah, I would just run from 3 bombs too. That's just not a good thing.
Well, it was a preemptive, so he would have been able to kill off 2 of those bombs before they even got a chance to do anything, so that will be a fine encounter to take on a preemptive, but and he has Gao.
There's Gao. Gao wants dried meat, not a metal knuckle. Although I'd like to give him a metal knuckle. Just saying.
Alright, so we've got Gao here. Not too much trouble finding him, which is really good. It always sucks when you're in a race setting and you just can't find Gao.
Yeah, that's always the one bit of RNG, or that's the one bit of RNG in this race that there's nothing you can do to predict or control.
Yeah, I know he's got 5 out of 8 chance of showing up, but Sometimes it definitely feels like it's a lot lower than that.
Yeah, and then there's a couple of other conditional things for it. There are certain packs he doesn't appear on if there's a back attack, a pincer attack, or if either one of the two are dead. Which is why when Cian was dead, he was in such a rush to get him back up. And it's all because of this little cutscene.
Alright, so everybody, I expect to see some Kappas in chat. Since we got
Release the Kappas!
We got this nice little green imp whose name is Kappa. Why is Kappa? I've heard it's because of his name in Japan is actually Kappa. And they just left it how it is. Alright, so we're coming up to one of the scariest parts of the other scary part of Savin's scenario, which is the Serpent Trench.
Yeah, this is one of the other. This is the other part of the basically the whole run, which you really have a hard time controlling the RNG on. It theoretically can be done, but it's really hard to do. So no one basically does it. Oh, picking up a pincer attack here. This isn't good.
No, it really isn't.
Hopefully he'll be able to run here. Oh, Cian stopped.
Oh no, we're having some controller issues.
More controller issues.
It looks like he's holding A to win. That is not good to see.
Well, now that we're in the downtime,
Entire downtime. It's completely. Both streams are completely paused. Not by my. Well, one of them is from me. I paused Barney's stream, but
oh, and save and stop. This is there. Okay, but this is where it gets really dangerous. A single angle form, and you could get aqua raked.
Gao's got this.
Yeah, Gao got it.
See, Gao's the real champion here.
Gao is the champion of nothing.
Oh, we're going with some keyboard strats here. So, cool story. Last night in my practice race that I was doing with a bunch of the people, I actually had to do keyboard strats from the returner's hideout.
This is why I always recommend keeping backup peripherals for everything.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you're playing on emulator, right? If your controller unplugs and you plug in another controller, it doesn't register unless you close the emulator and reopen it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So in a race
That's true.
setting, when you're in a big race like this and you're having a problem with something going wrong like this, you need to improvise somehow, and keyboard is usually how we would have to improvise in this situation, unless we have a save point nearby or something, and or we're on a save point and could save quickly just using keyboard and then close down the emulator, reopen it, and all that. But when you're on step route, especially, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, Zero's at the point where he's past a step route really for at least for this scenario.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know what was going on with his controller, because his controller acted like it was just holding down A on him. So that could be a problem for later on matches. And now we're
Then
off again.
oh, yep, we're going again. This is where I suggest purchasing a backup from one of those websites where you can have it shipped to you in 2 days for free. Not naming names.
He's still got. I wonder if he accidentally turned on one of his controls on his emulator by accident.
Yeah, or an emulator turbo button or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that one of the options on on the emulator? So I'm gonna find out exactly what that is to maybe help him turn it off if that's what's going on.
Yeah, because it's still doing it.
Yeah. Um. I'm also gonna talk to one of the
Race admins.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm contacting the admins right now. Maybe we can get you guys a rematch to happen here if you guys wanted. Maybe do a rematch.
Yeah, it looks like this run was reverse Joker doomed.
I'm already on the 2200 match, Natara. And if I need to, I can always just do a double header there if they want a rematch right away.
Yeah, I'm on the 2200 match as well, so double header.
But now we have no game sound for some reason.
And it's paused again. Is he having more controller issues?
Okay, I'm gonna just start playing DJ here.
double reverse Joker doomed. Hey, Mr. DJ.
Okay, well I don't have a timer anymore for you guys, so I'm gonna just set my own timer here and put it on here for you guys. Just give me 1 second to get that all opened up and put onto here for everybody. Okay.
Third time down the trench is the charm.
Alright guys, we got a timer now at least again.
Oh, looks like you got the music back. Or sounds like it anyway.
Yeah, we got the music back now. Just where it's put on his screen, that's why I had to pull up my own timer. It's fine though, it's still running at his time, so.
Yeah, it's just where his emulator is sitting over his live split timer.
Yeah, so I'm just doing what I can to, you know, keep it up and try to keep things fixed as well as possible, just so people can at least still see the times. Well, we lost sound again, so back to DJ.
And another unfortunate pincer. But it looks like he has control this time. Riku, you troll, you. Okay, so we finally make it to Nakia. And we see that Riku's gonna buy smoke bombs and a mithril pike and hightail it out of here for South Figaro with this group, and mercifully get us on to the next scenario.
I'm gonna buy smoke bombs? I'm pretty sure Zero bought smoke bombs, unless I'm playing Zero's game now or something.
That's what I said!
No, you said Riku bought them, and I'm just like, what?
Did I?
Yes, probably because everyone's talking about me doing stuff in chat. I can understand. People are giving me good job things and trolling me over having to do stuff.
I had to work today. Leave me alone.
It's all good.
And we see Zero here doing lock scenario next. He's just going to go ahead and equip him real quick and make sure he gets the sprint shoes, and we're just going to bypass the guard. time. Nope. Riku's just not having any luck today. There he goes. And taking a safety save before he enters the cave. And the way this run has gone, I don't blame him in the slightest. Ooh, the dreaded gold bear pincer attack. Thankfully, he's facing the right direction, and he's just gonna smoke bomb out of here.
So can you explain what happens with the guard skip there?
Yeah, I can explain that for you. Basically, what happens is there's this kind of this glitch in the game where if you enter the same space as that guard, you can just occupy the same space, all ghosty-like, and just walk right through them. And that's accomplished by exiting the menu and holding right at the same time as the guard enters that space, so you both enter the space at the same time. The game can't quite catch up. So it allows you to enter the space and walk by him without ever having to do any of the clothes changing or any of the other stuff that happens in the in-lock scenario. So you're just allowed to quickly bypass all of that scenario, turning probably the second longest scenario into pretty much the shortest one of them all. And here we see Locke talking to the voices in his head, talking about some runic blade or something. But we're not going to bother. Nobody has any time for that. We're just going to break a rod, throw some thunder at this thing, and watch it fry. Because rods are OP and broken. And with that, Locke scenario is complete, and we're off back to Terra's scenario. And they're just going to smoke bomb out of these encounters and run back towards Narshe. And the same effects is still in place, where if Bannon dies, it's GG, guys. And remember when Locke said to remember this this hole in the mountain here? Well, this is why. So we can sneak our way back into the mountain town. quiet little mountain town. Getting close to running out of smoke bombs here. He needs to be careful. And here we reach the security checkpoint. Follow the light and you'll be safe, but ain't nobody got time for that. And Zero executing that perfectly by pressing up and holding A. So the first available frame that it's able to interact just happens to be the correct light to let it bypass. And that's his last smoke bomb, so he's gonna have to run normally from this group.
So guys, there's going to be another match on this channel right away, right after this one. Like, barely any time for me to crop and everything, but there is going to be another match coming up over here, guys. It's going to be against K. Davis SRL and Crop Live. And Zyrakian is going to be the other person that's going to be racing in that one, so...
Speaking of racers, give these guys a follow. They've both earned it. BarnyFF and Zerowing211. They've put on a great show, going through just a bad beat on, or actually a bad toot on the fandom train for Barney, and then Zerowing powering through some technical difficulties, just powering through to give you guys and give you guys some free entertainment here. So give them both a follow. Run those through, and don't forget to follow this stream here.
I don't know why anybody would want to follow this stream here.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I felt kind of obligated to say it.
I guess I can take away his audio indicator since I'm not using anyone's audio anymore.
And don't forget to follow me either. I could use the followers. It's a hashtag shameless plug. And Zero has finally met the infamous General Kutan. That evil, diabolical Imperial General, who's really not all that evil at all. She's just misunderstood. No one understands that poor General Kutan. Yeah, situations like what happened to Barney today was why I'm such a big proponent of ye old mighty safety save. If I could talk today. Zero taking his final safety save before he gets set up for the final triple battle of this run. And he's going to dump all his good power characters into the middle group here, because that group will start over on the left-hand side. And then he's just going to put people into the other two groups to make them valid. So this is going to be a pretty decently close to what happened in the way back at the beginning of this run with the triple Moogle fight. But you don't have to walk right by any of the soldiers. You can just get happily out of their way. But same basic concept. We're going to rush the boss. In this case, that boss is Kefka. And the only thing is we've got to bypass the rider, which he does. And the goal here is to beat Kefka before he gets turn 3, because at turn 3, he's got a variety of different attacks he can do, one of which is a party-wide Ice 2, which can be pretty frickin' devastating and can potentially wipe your party, and if not wipe it, will get you pretty darn close for him to kill you on turn 4. So that's the goal here, is to kill him by turn 3. By his turn 3, anyway. And there it is. Oh, hopefully he can kill him here real quick. Oh, and the muddle hits. Looks like this. Yep, and there's the wipe. He did safety save, so Zero gonna give it another go here. Hopefully with less frosty results. Honestly, cold dust is the worst. Oh, he gets another ice too, but it's a single target, and that's okay. So he should be cleaning this up. There he goes. And Zerowing has finished with an official SRL race time of 1:59.08.
Alright, so GG to the runners. This is gonna get cut short here. Be sure to follow these runners.